So I invite us all to take a nice deep inhalation, exhaling with a beautiful sigh. You can, giving yourself permission to make some noise. Closing our eyes and using the breath to bring our awareness to the stillness and the landscape that is within. As we gather today, May 12th, 2025, under the Scorpio full moon, this moon that speaks of clarity through our emotional body. May we allow ourselves to open to receive what we each need individually. May we allow ourselves to summon the courage to activate the truth of our heart, the truth of our heartbeat, as we call forth the divine source, Mother, Father, God, Goddess of all that is, calling forth our I am presence, calling forth our beloved Earth Mother Gaia, Pachamama, setting the intention that we match the rhythm of our heartbeat to the rhythm of her heartbeat. We will begin by bringing awareness and reverence to the four directions, the four elements, starting with the east in the direction of the rising sun, the element of air, as we call forth beloved Archangel Raphael and his green emerald light. Asking that the sacred frequency of healing be with us and hold space in the east. Giving thanks to the element of air as it moves through our consciousness. Most specifically tonight, our mental consciousness, the mind. Allowing a cool breeze to settle the thoughts. As we now turn to the south, in great reverence to the element of fire, as we call forth beloved Archangel Michael and his blue sapphire ray of protection. Breathing and calling forth this blue sapphire ray that speaks of integrity, of truth, of the sword of Excalibur. Imagining this beautiful luminous sword activated at the front of the heart, at the back of the heart, and at the two opposing sides of the heart, the left and the right, creating a foundation of truth throughout the heart space now. Where only fifth dimensional frequencies of unconditional love, compassion, and harmonization be allowed in the sacred space now. And releasing all other energies through the gates of Christ or back into the heart or back into the space in which they came from. That being the heart of Christ, the heart of Gaia. No longer interceding, no longer interfering. We thank you, Archangel Michael, for surrounding this space with a blue sapphire electric ray of light. We clear all interference at this time, named and unnamed, and no aquantike, o ayana quashe, o so anakwae, o ay. Through our divine free will, collectively and individually, saying yes within your hearts, we now release all programs of distortion, false programming. Huana quantike yo no akashe yo quanti ana quanta kasha yo sontora naka. That robs us of the peace found when we speak truth with integrity, when we hold ourselves accountable, responsible for ourselves. And just so you know, sometimes we have to stay out one of these directions because the ray, the consciousness that we are calling forth is already doing some clearing and releasing some things that cannot be, as we continue to embark in the spiral. It's almost like a preliminary cleanse or gatekeeping, if you will. And it konto 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 hanashi anton konto kashe yonto antun tun 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 tun. I am being asked to remind each one of us as to the why that we came into the circle today, and to remind each one of us of the courage, the fire that is needed to remain in our integrity and to be in truth. Are you really willing to release the blockages? Because some of these blockages are comfortable for us. Some of these ways of existing with what they're saying as masks is easier for us, where instead of speaking openly and directly, we may manipulate our words. We may project our silences, or often hold others responsible for speaking our truth. And we are not saying these things from a place of judgment. We are saying these things as an invitation to liberation. And so it is that I ask us all to breathe deeply now. This is coming through the left side of the body. So there's a lot that happens through the feminine lineages. And I will have to point out that most of this comes from a suppression that the feminine lineages have felt. And so they have had to learn to manipulate, to wear masks in ways that made it safe for them to get their basic needs met. And they're showing me a liberation through a release of shackles for these ideas and these notions are no longer needed. And it goes on. And so again, let's release the shame and let's own what has been. Thank you, beloved Archangel Michael. And they're asking that you move your left arm, you shake it out into the earth, so to speak. As we now, with great gratitude and reverence, turn to the direction of the west. The holy elixir that is water. We bow in great reverence. And we call forth, beloved Archangel Gabriel, in platinum white light, asking for a sacred waterfall, pure platinum white light to fall into the cauldron that we are creating collectively today, in this moment, in this now, in all timelines of this now, in this beautiful white platinum light, clearing and purifying the streams of consciousness, again, of the psyche. And using your mind's eye, if you will, to imagine this beautiful liquid light like a waterfall flowing into your crown, into your third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, into the womb where it takes a few cycles here. The roots and out into the earth, cascading pure platinum white light. We thank you, beloved Archangel Gabriel, for holding space in the west as we now turn to the north. The element of fire, the direction of the north, where we invite Archangel Uriel and the ruby red ray. We bow in gratitude for the keepers, the holy keepers of the keys, all those who have walked before us, holding the keys of the red path, holding the keys of the organic human. What it is to be divine in our physical bodies through our human emotions, remembering our passions, remembering our strengths, our possibilities, our ability to create. Allowing this ruby red ray to move down through the spine, erecting, sitting up straight, laying down straight, feeling empowered, standing strong upon the earth, they say. These codes of victimization, it is no longer the time for that. The blame game, the they game, this is no longer the way. Again, this call for taking responsibility for ourselves through conviction, through strength, through the great I am that I am. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. Beloved Archangel Uriel, for holding this direction. As we come back to center and we bring our awareness now to the center of the sun, to the center of the sun of Alcyon and the center of the multiverses, past our own galaxy. We call forth the divine through beloved Archangel Metatron and the Christed grid of light. Imagining now this Christed grid of consciousness moving into the rooms in which you now find yourselves in, into the walls, harmonizing, protecting, transcending the duality landscape, calling forth the Christed grid through the overlighting of Metatron, through the soul star chakra and the crown chakra now, into the hearts. Taking a deep inhalation here and allowing this possibility to be these higher dimensional codes that speak of compassion, unconditional love, of forgiveness, these pillars of light that speak of salvation that comes from within, that speak of oneness. Not only oneness with one another, but oneness with the all-seeing light that is creator, and the expansive void that is creatrix. Understanding you are a spark of that eternal energy. You are part of a whole tapestry. Allowing these higher dimensional codes to come in, inviting them in to your hearts now. As we now bring our awareness down into the earth, down through her many, many layers, down through the concrete, the dirt, the psyllium, the sacred minerals, the volcanic ranges, the waters, down deep into inner earth, down even deeper into her cosmic heart. As we allow ourselves to be supported by Archangel Sandalphon, as he brings forth her fifth dimensional vibrations and above through her crystalline waters, up through the walls in which we find ourselves in, through our Earth Star chakra now. And if you're breathing through your pelvic region, through your sex organs, inhaling her love, her light, her mother up into your bodies. Understanding that you are part of a vast abundance, and the only scarcity here is the separation that we feel the separation that we have been taught, the separation that has been handed down. Yo ania kwanti ania shaya sontwana santaya shwara. Uranekia tun 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 tun. Before we embark on our journey, we call forth Christ Sophia and her golden dragons of the violet flame, beloved ascended Master Saint Germain, igniting this violet flame all around us now, transmuting, transmuting, transmuting any residual energies that are in separation, bringing this forth into our divine blueprint, into our unique divine blueprint, restoring, 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 and rising under the sacred Scorpio moon, rising like the phoenix through the violet flame, transmuting, transmuting, transmuting with clarity, rebirthing, and quantiku. I will say this and then we will move into the journey. And you are being invited to bring more awareness into the womb spaces. There's a lot of healing that needs to happen in the womb for each of those present at this time and hearing later. Let us not abandon that sacred portal. It is vital, connecting to the womb daily, cleansing the womb through the violet flame and whatever other tools. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. And I'm going to when we release that at this time. And let's take a deep inhalation together at a 4 count. Holding the breath now for a 4 count. Exhaling now at a 4 count. Holding the breath at a 4 count. I invite each of you to do this 3 more times where we are establishing a new foundation. Arana quantum tum 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 arana quantum tum 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 arana quantum tum 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 arana tum 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 arana tum 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 arana tum 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 tum. And so it is that we begin our journey through the upper Americas. The first vision I see are bare feet upon the earth, walking through forests, specifically at this time, pine trees. Imagining yourselves just walking along, grounding, connecting. The upper Americas rule the expression of the earth. And it is clearly so very needed that we ground ourselves to her now. Not only for our well-being as one, but so that we may begin to sing her song. Ana corre orana keskerenia kwante kesherenia sontuana kashayo tontuarana kashantuarana kashantan. Helenia kwanti korana kashayo tuntuntu ashayo kwanta kasentente shayontu asontuana shentente tinquantan. A kwante keshayo soantuana shanta shesho shoana sentiana santo shorana sashentia sontonton. Ora ne shente seki anton koshe anton kosha yano sonto anashanta she sonto anashanta shente ne te she. There is a richness in this soil anashanto so antashe yo kwantashe sho. And they are showing me these feet walking, our feet walking upon the richness of this soil. The mycelium moist beneath the soles of our feet, and eshanto asonto ashanti senti anashante sento shanto anashanta. And I will be working on the feet, for at the feet Oranakashan sits the radiant body, and eshantu sonto ranashanting. The radiant body is that which communicates, and it is felt when you walk into a room or when someone walks into the space in which you find yourself, and you cannot help but be drawn to that individual. Oftentimes, it is the radiant body that is speaking, and it is the radiant body of the sages, of the gurus, and of the people that you trust and that you feel comfortable next to, and that is communicating with you. This is why Joshua would wash the feet of his disciples, and many washed his feet in Shanting as a sign of reverence, respect to one another, and and even speaking these words is bringing tears to my consciousness, and for so much of the respect and the reverence that we are due to one another is lacking. We seek from the other, and we do not begin to bring awareness into where it is that we give without condition. And so it is that our radiant bodies need to be cleansed, not only for our own value, but for the value of el prójimo, the one that sits beside us. Gaia speaks of simplicity. She speaks of her organic body. We are consumed with so much superficiality. And she speaks to me now of our bodies becoming sick at times, and how different it is when we have the flu, or when our backs turn out, or where we can't do anything but be vulnerable to the person who is caretaking, if we are so fortunate to have someone caretaking for us. And the simplicity of those moments, the humility and the love that is so often taken for granted. This is nothing of superficiality. And why, my children, she says, do we have to become sick in order to remember and lean into these codes with one another? And why must there be disease in order for us to come together? And why must there be ache in order for us to actually be in gratitude for each other? And So she says, deepen these feet into the soil, deepen and see your feet deep into the soil. Notice the wetness of the soil coming beneath your toenails. Allow yourself to enjoy this. And in order for you to understand your truth, you need to be connected to my heartbeat. Your heartbeat and my heartbeat are one. And it's dum, 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 dum. And so many have forgotten. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. So many insecurities. So much competing. She's speaking rather intensely. So she speaks of envy. She speaks of comparison. She speaks of she's speaking of these things because she says it is also unnecessary. For you are all so beautiful. All my children are so beautiful. All my children are already worthy. And this toxic system has distorted perspectives, and these perspectives rob us of our truth and instead are constantly leading us to seek and to feel less than, to feel separate, not just from one another, not just from me, but from your own selves. And es un tuntu shere no consontura na cantantan shentin tin tin. Erenian tuntuntura na kashantiara na kasantin tin tin terenian tuntun tuntuntu. I keep hearing the words live and let live. And she keeps saying, start following your advice for yourself. If you tell people live and let live, or you complain about people who don't let live and let live, where are you allowing yourself to live? Where are you applying these things for yourself? Where are you bringing this responsibility to you? It is not about the other, for you are the other. And yet you only have one temple, one voice, one expression, one hue of my beautiful tapestry that you are responsible for. Eswantiara kashantorana pasanterenia tu 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 tu. Anakonte kerenia kuntun tun tun tu kerenia tun tun tu tishkirenia tu 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 tu. Anakasantiara nakatu tu 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 anatu tu 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 tu. Currently working at the nape of the neck. The separation is often found in the nape of the neck. Moving your shoulders, moving the neck around. Extending your arms. So she brings my awareness back to the feet. And she says, walk upon me through the forest that your mind's eye envisions, through the many landscapes, the Americas in the north, North America, Canada. Trust where you are being called to walk through. Imagining these trees, and I personally am seeing the trees of Oregon, and pine trees of Oregon, and all trees are welcomed, but notice what trees are calling you, and it's okay if you haven't seen these trees in person. That is not what this is about. And it goes ding, 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 ding. The walk through the trees that are speaking to your mind's eye specifically at this time. Seeing your feet upon the earth, grounding, feeling safe. And they're asking that you pick one now and that you sit down, lie upon it, introduce yourself. Dropping your root system, merging with the root system of this tree. And interweaving and inhaling deeply, allowing yourself to commune with the ancient lineage of the tree that you are sitting upon. Receiving the stories through vibration, through breath. It is through silence that we remember to speak via vibration, via the pulsing of our hearts. It is through silence that we are able to see truth, the truth within, the truth without. Breathing deeply through the nose. Naturally parting the lips and allowing the exhale to flow. Rene kotan karane ke shenken kon konta kar ene konton kanche ke e konta kar ene ene konton kar ene koshon ton kola ane konton kash arane konton koshkor ene konton shwa o aqua o ene konton kar ene konton koshkor ene konten kwar ene konton koshokor ene konton koshonkor ene konte ke ene konton kos ene konton ka u ala o ene kon Quanta que corona, quanta cachente, un quarane coshon ton casa, cata cache, quanta cashin is un ton quarana cachanta casa. Asking yourself in this moment for one specific word that speaks of the obstacle, that speaks of the excuse that you give yourself not to always be in your truth. It may be shame, it may be guilt, it may be weakness, it may be worthless, it may be fear. Anakoshon kwanta kaskanton kor enekoshon kwanta kaskorona kantan. See this word enekoshon konton koson kantala kotokoshkereni an kotokosarana tatan. And see yourself offering it to the earth. Anakoson kontokara nekoshon tonkoskorona kanta kashin tin. Ur enekeshen tin. Declare what you are no longer willing to carry enekoson tonton. Give it as an offering to be transmuted to these fertile soils. It is time to speak in truth, Oranakasha, in sacredness, in reverence, and for justice for all, in oneness, in unity. And I oanta kashe yon tokoskore nekentokoskore totokoskore nekotukure nekotokotor ene kontekoskore antokuskontornia kutukur ene kotokoskiari ene kotokoskur ene kotokoskia ni akosuntontonto sheri ni antuntun. Offering this to the earth as a prayer, Anaswantira Nasantor. A prayer in conviction and affirmation, Anasantu Shoranatatan. Speak your conviction to stand your ground on the other side of this. For the time is ripe, but we must choose it. We must stand for it. We must be the example. Sing. Is it sing? Is it sing? Is it sing? Is it sing? And as you do this, there is a bloom coming from the earth, Trust what you see. It can be a flower, it can be a plant, it could be an acorn, a scent. A santum, a santum. Allow this medicine to reveal itself. This is not for you to take. This is only for you to observe with reverence as a completion of this offering now. And now they speak of blue jays and the birds, bringing your awareness up as we give thanks and gratitude to these roots. We begin to bring our awareness up through the bark of the tree, up into its sacred leaves, into its branches, up into the blue sky, up, 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 where with conviction we are able to sing our song. What is the song? What is the expression? What is the medicine? What is the love? What is the art? What is the truth that you are meant to offer? What is your contribution? Trust your frequency. Trust your sound, your vibration. What is your song? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Anian dun dun dun. I need my daughters to sing, she says. Anasian dun dun. Sing songs of harmony. Anasian dun dun dun. Sing hearts of joy. Arana dun dun. Songs of retribution, songs of justice, songs of love. Arana dun dun. Sing your songs, beloved daughters. Anasum dun dun. Sing your songs. All my children. Aranakaswanti, anakashuntur, anakasante. Anakwasantur, anakashayoto, aranakasante. Arania santo, yolato, anatashe. Enekusona tatayoto. Enekusona yoato. Opening the mind and opening the heart as one, so that you may sing your true song. Erenesenting. Choose it. I choose to open my heart. I choose to open my mind. I choose to open my mind. I choose to open my heart as one. Aranatuntum, so I may sing my song. Aranatuntum, so I may sing my song, so I may express my sound. Yashoyo ranaka santo hanasa. Aranakoso anatu. Elinia tua yana santu aranakasheyo santu rene tututu. Erinia santu renia tutututu. Erenia santu. She speaks of the joy in your hearts, the joy in your hearts that is ever expansive, ever unfolding, ever accessible, regardless of the paradigm that you observe outside of you. The joy in your hearts is always there. She invites you to tap into this. She keeps saying this over and over. It keeps coming up. It is our joy. It is our song. It is our dance. It is our laughter. It is the love, the compassion that we have for one another in simplicity. It is the understanding. It is the seeing the you in the I and the I in the you that will make it all better. And it's on tum tum. Sing your song. And it's on tum tum. It matters not what they say. Sing your song anyway. And it's on tum tum. Anasantuntu Araniatu Araniaturu Araniasantu Araniasantuntu. And she says, look at your tree, my tree, hug it, hug me, hug yourself. Bring your awareness again to your feet and connect with me. Connect with me. With childlike wonder, receive me. If you sing your song, you will sing my song. If you sing my song, you will sing your song, she said. She speaks of celestite. She invites you to pick up a celestite, to have it with you in your bedrooms, in your pockets, in your purses, in your altars. The celestite will remind you to sing your song. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is, that she thanks you. And she thanks me. And I thank her. And I thank you. Anointed in Christ through the triple flame of unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness, through the overlaying of Christ, through the sacred earth. We give thanks to all beings of consciousness that supported us today, to the beloved trees, to the blue jays, to the celestite. We thank you, fertile earth. We thank you, guides, the violet flame, the golden dragons, Christ Sophia, the archangelics of the horizontal and the vertical plane. We thank you so very much for holding us, for growing us, for watering us, for reminding us. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. We release you, we release you, we release you. We wrap ourselves in light, in truth, in harmony. It is done, it's done, it is done. Ashe, Aho, Amen. Satnam, beloved. Thank you for receiving this transmission. As you gently return to your body this moment and the space around you, know that what has been activated here continues to integrate in its own time. If you feel called to deepen this work, whether through intuitive psychotherapy or a personalized energetic attunement, please know there are ways to continue in this sacred unfolding. You are invited to explore what feels most aligned for you.